And David Wells facing Enrique Wilson, and Enrique Wilson gets robbed by Alex Gonzalez. The amazing play, good gloves, save runs. Wells gets out of the inning 1-0. Bottom of the second, Chuck Finley, bases loaded. Defense helpless against that. The walk to Jose Cruz Jr. 2-1 when Tony Batista steps on the plate. Next batter, Homer Bush. This time it's just helpless defense. Einar Diaz can't keep track of it. Marty Cordova scores. 3-1 Blue Jays. Top of the fifth, Toronto leads 6-1. Wells allowing the first two batters to reach base, but then he settled in. Omar Vizquel swinging the twig, 1 out. Next batter, Robbie Alomar swinging, 2 outs. And then to end it all, Travis Fryman, yep, half a strike. He's going to be all out. Down to first, you're out. End of it. Wells, 8 innings, 6 Ks, 3 walks. 8-1 Toronto is a winner. Wells improves to 5-1, 12-3 all-time against the Indians. He allowed just an earned run and 7 hits in the 8 frames. Homer Bush a career-high 3 RBIs. Cleveland drops its 5th in a row. Runners in the corners. Scott Spezio taking Mike Mussina to the gap in left center. Garret Anderson, no relation, comes home to score. Troy Gloss also gets to motor home. Spezio 2 for 3, 3 driven in. Angels lead 4-3. He got dirty. Still in the 4th, runners on the corner again. Darren Erstad lofting one. B.J. Surhoff. It's a 90-foot race. Ben Molina is going to lose it. Surhoff, he's a former catcher, getting the outfield assist. The lead remains 5-3. Bottom of the 4th, Brady Anderson facing Ken Hill, and that ball has good enough height to clear the wall. Brady Anderson, a 2-run shot, his 4th homer of the season. The game is knotted up at 5. Top of the 8th, Kelvin Madura pitching Tim Salmon. He going the other way. Albert Bell giving chase, but cannot get it. The home run, Salmon's 7th, and the Angels win at 8-5. Oh, poor Bell. Angels end a 5-year lead. Hey, Will. Baseball by the Bay, always lovely. Bottom of the 3rd, Rick Reed pitching to Marvin Bernard, and that's really long. Off the wall, Doug Mirabella scores. Bernard with an RBI double. His 9th RBI puts the Giants up 1-0. Mike Piazza back in the starting lineup after missing 5 straight games because of a right arm injured shoulder to hand, and he responds. The 2-run shot is 6th of the season. Mets take the 2-1 lead. Go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 scored. Dennis Cook. That's a balk. Runners advance to 2nd and to 3rd, and Cook, his chili is running hot. Cook still facing Bernard, and he plunks him. Bernard and Cook, well, they would need to be separated. Bernard said, "It hurt. I was kind of upset," and then added, "I knew he wasn't throwing at me, but I got a right to stare at somebody." Then they had a big group stare. No punches were thrown. Bobby V pulled Cook after the fiasco ended. Insert Armando Benitez. With the bases loaded, facing Bill Miller, and Bill Miller ripping the 3-2 pitch to center over Melvin Mora. Armando Rios scores. Dickie Aurelius scores. Bernard scores. It was a big old merry-go-round of runs. The Giants take a 5-2 lead and win it by a count of 7-2. Gents put their nose above 500 for the first time since week 1. They're now 5-7 at Pac Bell. Rick Reed, nice effort. Messed up by the Union guys, his first loss. Reeder, nice effort. No decision. Still hasn't beaten the Mets. Phillies going for back-to-back wins against the Reds. Pete Harnisch, trouble from the first pitch. In the first, Doug Glanville. That's a double to left. His first hit, he had 5 on the day and 5 trips. Next batter, Rob Ducey, doubling to right. Glanville will score. Phillies lead 1-0. Hey, how about number 3 in the order? That'd be Bobby Abreu. And that's down the line, and that's 2 bags. And now the Phillies lead 2-0. Ducey scores. Next batter, Scott Rowland. How about a National League record? 4 consecutive doubles in a single inning. Also the first time in 11 years a team started a game with 4 extra base hits. Tigers did it back in '89. Phillies lead 3-0. Harnisch, he's still not out of the first. Mike Lieberthal crushing this ball. Breathe in, breathe out. The 2-run home run, Lieberthal's 3rd of the season. Harnisch lasted a 1/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 6 earned runs. Not pleased. Lieberthal flashbacks. Those are the worst kind. Getting the foul pop-up in the dugout. Down he goes, crashing into the camera. So they move the cameraman upstairs. That's good. And Aaron Boone hitting the pop fly, and Lieberthal headed to the dugout, and the Sony video equipment again. Can't make the catch. Down he goes.
Sound effects.
Hey, that's his dugout. Where are his teammates here? Ouch. The Phillies luckily win it 14-1 before Thursday, excuse me, the shoulder problems. Top of the 2nd, Ken Caminiti. How about Mark Grace with the nice glove work there? We look at it again, and it shows the same thing. only slower. All in one motion, the catch and the flip. And Cammy, he's out. Still top of the second, Richard Hidalgo. Oh, turning on the high fastball and doggy going deep. Cub fans will throw that one back. Hidalgo's 8th homer of the year. Astros leading 1-zip. Sammy Sosa, 1 for 10 lifetime against Scott Ellerton. And I believe he is now 2 for 11. Actually, would finish today 2 for 3. Sosa's 9th homer ties the game at 1. Top of the 5th, bases loaded. Jeff Bagwell, the first pitch he saw from Mark Guthrie, he takes to the ivy. Ellerton, Biggio, Roger Cedeno all score. Bags now 23 RBIs. The Astros led it by a count of 4-1. Bottom of the 8th, Cubs trailing 5-2. Glenn Allen Hill with the bases loaded against Billy Wagner. Oh, yeah, the bases are juiced, coming up with something good. Well, the win, going to hold that up. Playing tricks for Hidalgo, but he was there. Ball meets glove, and to the buffet line we go. Astros win at 6-2 and avoid the sweep. They improve to 8.
Jan against Loaiza. Bottom 4, Loaiza facing Vinny Castilla. Castilla enjoying the visual. Devil Rays were up 2-0 on Castilla's 4th. Top of the 9th suddenly. David Segui up, bases full. Segui, the second leading hitter in the AL, hitting .390. That's a 6-4-3 double play. At least he was hitting that coming into this game. After rallying from 3 runs down, the Rangers can't take the lead. Bottom of the 11th, Greg Vaughn. Tie game, not anymore. Vaughn against Jeff Zimmerman. A walk-off homer. A Sports Center show cannot be complete without at least one walk-off homer. Or one of us saying just walk-off homer. Vaughn finished 4 for 6, 2 doubles, that homer, and 3 RBI. Thanks to Vaughn in his first game this season, by the way, as a DH. Tampa Bay ends a 4-game skid. Zimmerman now 0 for 4 on the year. Albie Lopez pitched 3 scoreless innings in relief to get the victory after Roberto Hernandez. He was the guy that blew that 3-run lead in the 9th. The 4th time in 6 tries that Hernandez hasn't been able to close out a game this year. Tigers and Twins have combined to win just 19 games, but they have feelings too. Top 7 scored tied. Brad Osmus, nobody out. Osmus off of Eric Milton. Osmus came into the game just 2 of 23 at the Metrodome. Osmus's second dong of the year. Tigers up 1. Bottom of the 8th, same score, Jacques Jones. That is deep. Is it deep enough off Doug Burkale? I think it is. Jones is 4th. We're tied at 6. Top of the 11th, still tied. 2 on, 2 out. It's Osmus. Up the middle, Christian Guzman. That's not even funny. The error allows 2 runs to score. Osmus 3 for 5, 2 RBI. Tigers win 8-6. Just their 4th win since the 15th of April. That's a span of 17 games. From facing Luis Gonzalez. Gonzo likes this pitch. Tony Womack would come around to score. 18 RBIs this year for Gonzalez. D-backs are up 1-0. Next batter, next pitch by Stoll, who walked a career 9 batters in his last outing. Rubio Durazo showing off his woodwork.
Should have walked him.
Yeah, is there any doubt? Exactly, John. Durazo's 5th. Diamondbacks are 4-zip. It was 6-0 Arizona in the 4th. Jeff Jenkins trying to spark a comeback. Jenkins trying to tie Jermaine Dye for the major league lead in home runs with 12. Boy, he got a good rip. But we forgot, Steve Finley's a good center fielder. Watch it again. Might have been just extra bases. Finley, excellent.
Oh, Jeff gave that one a
Diamondbacks win. Armando Reynoso allows 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, struck out 3. Both Luis Lopez and Kevin Barker broke out of an 0 for 12 slump with 6-inning singles. Jay Bell with his 6th homer. Travis Lee chipped in with an RBI double. Stoll allowed 5 runs on 4 hits and 3 walks. Cards looking to avoid being swept at home by the Pirates. Bottom 4 still 1-0 Cards. Ray Langford up. Ray Langford. He has done something that nobody else ever has done at Busch Stadium. Hit 100 home runs all time. 3-0 St. Louis. Meanwhile, Jim Edmonds is up next. Breaking the tie for the team lead in homers with Mark McGwire. That's number 10 off the Cordova. 4-0 Cardinals. Now, Big Mac says, you know, that's impressive, mate. But I'm enjoying this battle with you. Forget Slam and Sammy. That's number 10 for Big Red. McGuire's 1,300th career RBI. St. Louis wins 5-0. McGuire's homer, number 532 of his career. He is